Clarify that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, let's go ahead and bring him up here.
Yeah, bring on. We got Shawn from the team. How the hell are you doing, man? Thank you so much for joining us today. This beautiful Tuesday. You know what I mean? A lot of our chat, has been involved with the token. We've been talking about it for a long time, but it's finally great to put a face to the token. You know what I mean? I followed your account.
He's the Vitalik of meme coins.
He's a Vitalik of meme. It feels that way, man. I mean, you might be on the precipice of something huge, even if he wins or loses. I think that what you're doing here is pretty historical. But Shawn, go ahead and introduce yourself. Let the chat know all about you and kind of where you're coming from. We get a feeling from the backdrop, but what is your role in the kind of the formation of this token, and kind of what's the overscope here?
Well, first off, thanks for having me on. I'm excited to be here. I know that fellow team member Jackie Dutton's been on the show, and she loves you guys, and it's great. She's great. She was a great addition to our Tuesday spaces. So my involvement with the token, really, it was after Donald Trump's mugshot came out. And I heard you trying to do it, right? And I would just suggest maybe leaving that to the pros. I call it the Mona Lisa of mugshots. I can call it that. Nobody does it better than I do. I can say that. You want to say huge? You want to say China? You want to say Russia, Russia, Russia? We could do all of it. We could say Stormy Daniels. We're not supposed to say that. Gag order. We don't want to go there. But, so I did a video doing a little impersonation of Trump. His mugshot came out, and we called it the Mona Lisa of mugshots. Nobody has a better mugshot. It really is tremendous. And it went all over the place, super nuclear. And so somebody on Twitter reached out and was like, hey, you should run the spaces for the ticker Trump team. And I was like, well, I like crypto. I wasn't super into it. And I was like, let's find out what's going on here. So the dev reached out and we spoke. And so I became their guy to start hosting the spaces back in August. And we started adding more components to it. And we have gone, I think we've missed 1 week. There was 1 week where we one Tuesday, our schedules couldn't work out, but it's every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. And we just keep going, and the community gets up and we talk, to the community about different ideas. And we also, and this is one of my biggest goals when I first started running spaces for the team was, can we bridge crypto into politics? And some people are like, no, you don't want to do that because it's apolitical, like sports used to be. I'm like, but used to be. Something is going to happen. Right. If you're too successful, mama government, daddy G is going to want, their money at some point. And I think we're seeing it. And I felt this way for a couple of years. And a lot of people on my side of the political aisle are like, oh, I don't know, that crypto is kind of shady and it's digital currency. It's so that they can control us. And I'm like, you got it all wrong. It's totally different than that. It's like the biggest competitor to that. So, I've always been a pro crypto guy. I've been rooting for XRP against the SEC for a long time. And decided, because I heard that this token was donating to veterans, donating to other causes that I like. So why not try and generate, more in terms of donations for that and make this strategic bridge between the crypto community and, politics. And it's not to say that everybody who tunes into our spaces is an avid Trump supporter or conservative. I don't care who you are. I like capitalists, right? If you think it's a good investment, invest. I don't want to know about it. But I'm an activist first. I love my country. You can tell by the backdrop. I've done different grassroots organizing back when I used to live in New York. Now I'm in Tennessee. It's much better down here in terms of quality of life, if you can catch where I'm going with it. But the biggest thing for me, the draw, was you have a token named after Trump. The leadership, right? Everybody who was putting it together seemed solid, on the same page. And it has gained several utilities, right? So there's a community DAO that has been acquiring and sweeping the floor of the Trump NFTs. So kind of buying up the floor there. 1% of the buy and sell tax on the Ethereum blockchain. It's split up 3 ways. A third of it goes towards marketing for the token. A third of it goes to an organization called NVHS, which is helping homeless veterans, because our own government won't do it. We got to step in. And then Veterans for Child Rescue, which is fighting against child trafficking, which is not just something that our government refuses to acknowledge, but might be something that they partake in. I don't know. The bottom line is what we're doing with this token is unique. Nobody's doing it. Nobody's doing it, and nobody's doing it as well. I can tell you that. And we're very, very excited about what the future holds.
With the moment you started with that, the viral short came rushing back to me. I remember that viral short very explicitly, and like the organizations you bring up, absolutely awesome. I mean, they're donating to Veterans for Child Rescue out of Tucson, Arizona. If anyone goes against that, I mean, 7th level of hell for them, in my opinion.
I mean, the Democrats all voted against it, right?
Oh, we know this. We know this. But they're coming around. More Dems are coming around to the red side, I think, than ever. But also, National Veterans Homeless Support is only, like, I'm on the website right now, over 423 ETH in total donations so far.
That's amazing.
Let alone, like we have it, Scotty Moe in the chat, he got in at like 18 cents. You know what I mean? Not only being able to outpace inflation with a digital vote. I did a video a while back, and you talked about bridging crypto with politics, man. It's like the formation of Trump token, it all came about right around that same time we saw Gensler coin and Warren coin. We saw all of these meme tokens pop up, or basically, they were things that would be deemed a security if the SEC continued to have its way with it. Thank God we have Congress stepping in and putting somewhat of a stop to that entire blockade of our ability to access these things. But, it's always kind of hit me that it is this, if you try to leave politics out of finance, finance is not left out of politics. So, it's like, I don't choose violence. Violence chooses you. You know what I mean? And politics has chosen finance to be a part of. So just very, very interesting to see, the time frame we're in, very special. We're in the election season. I was talking about, either the win or lose type situation for this. I don't think that there's any way not to win, for Trump token in and of itself. Because if, they do what they did in Wisconsin and other various areas, this cycle, and again, what we already know happened in 2020, I don't think there's any losing that side. You know what I mean? Because people's fervor for escape from such a scam setup is so strong at this point. You know what I mean? So,
totally.
I mean, just a very, very interesting concept to think about. And right when, Trump token came out, that was like the beginning of the Politify ecosystem. Like, now we have Bowden, we have, all these different things. And originally when I saw a Biden token, it was Reptilian Zucker Biden, and then Trump token right next to each other. They were neck and neck. Saw Trump explode. Now we see Bowden exploding, but for the fact that they're mocking him, right? You don't see any tokens exploding that are mocking Trump.
Yeah, that was my question for Shawn. Shawn, why has the MAGA ecosystem, why is it so much more powerful than any other? Why is it the one ring to rule them all when it comes to political meme coins? Why do you think that is?
Well, we're consistent. That's number one. We don't miss. Okay. We're whether we're up or we're down, we're holding spaces every Tuesday night. Our Telegram is very active. But a lot of people they understand the play. We've been talking about what we envisioned in terms of, where the project would be since we started doing spaces back in August. And everybody who is in there up until now has all agreed that, hey, this is a pretty interesting, most likely good play going into the election because, it's named after Trump and it's doing, real world things. There are now people involved in the project who are connected to Donald Trump. MAGA Memecoin officially partnered with Roger Stone, who's very close to Donald Trump, right? So, it's one of these things where, people saw that. And I think here's what happened. I think what first happened, if you bought in at 18 cents, you got in at 3 cents, whatever, back in August, September, October of last year. I think what happened was everyone thought this was a meme coin that would run up to the election. But after seeing how this token started to behave with like stimuli and catalysts from the news cycle, right? I mean, rumors that Fani Willis might get disqualified. It started pumping. Primary elections, it started pumping, right? Now we have Donald Trump making a pro-crypto statement, and all of a sudden you're starting to see like the whole crypto ecosystem, the people there who support Trump buying this token to show support for Donald Trump. Right. I mean, everybody is pretty savvy, right? You know, you could check Trump's wallet. You'll see that his biggest holding in his cryptocurrency wallet is our project. It's our coin. And that's because the dev and the team, Steven Steele, who's doing marketing, they decided, let's send him some. Yep. And then when it skyrockets, he's going to have to notice it. Right. That's why he keeps coming out in his speeches and going, you know, there's a lot of forms of it, you know, a lot of forms. He can't come out of it. Well, there's one named after me, you know, that is tremendous. It's beautiful. Yeah. But he's like kind of signaling that he knows about it. He's got to know about it because it's worth a lot. It's his biggest holding in his wallet. So people are seeing that that's the one to go to. That's the coin to go to show your support for Donald Trump on the blockchain. And we're on Ethereum, we're on Solana, we're on BNB, we're on Base, all 4 chains. And again, we're just consistent. And we take pride in the donations, the charity work, and we often have members of those organizations in our spaces every Tuesday to give everyone an update, right? Say, hey, this is George. He's the head of NVHS. He's going to come in and tell us, you know, how the donations have been helping and what this has made them available to do. We've had Veterans for Child Rescue come on and give us an entire explanation as to, you know, what the donated ETH has done for them. Wow. So, you know, all of those things put together make it really unique. And Steven talks about this all the time. He's the marketing director of Memecoin. He always says he wants to rival SHIB. He wants to rival Doge. And when you are bringing up that we're kind of the first big mover in the what Jackie called the polyfi space, that CoinGecko took that and said politify, no problem, whatever. We know where you got the term from. So it's, you know, it's by Trump and MAGA being the first mover in that space, right? To kind of equate that to the first mover in the dog meme coin space, right? Or, you know, and so there's a new niche. We essentially created it with a huge splash, and now we're going to lead it and hopefully become a legacy token. Whereas everyone had thought about this being something up until the election. Now people are starting to see this as a long-term thing years after the election, whether he wins or loses. People have said if he wins, it takes off. You know, after the election, maybe there's a little sell-off. People take profits. It takes off. If he loses, this could be a protest, right? Well, I'm buying Trump. So, I mean, we think it's set up really well. I think it's set up really well. And again, I'm just super excited about it.
Man, I mean, how could it go wrong with your voice impression like that? I mean, literally, if you're in spaces, they're going to think he's on, no, straight up. But I think, you know, it does stand a chance. I mean, I'm waiting for the explosive time frame to hear Trump in one of those spaces and join on. You know what I mean? It might happen. You know, a boy can dream, but absolutely incredible to have you on. And, you know, I'll be showing, there's a lot of questions in chat about if it's available on Base. I mean, this thing's available on Base.
We're going to put a link in the description to everything. Actually, Hannah, if you could get on there and put their official website in the description right now. Shawn, like, there's a lot of political stuff we could get into. I want to be respectful of your time, but like if there's something that you want to put on our audience's radar outside of crypto, like that people just need to be aware of, like what is the thing that's keeping you up at night that people need to know about?
Well, I think, and here's how it overlaps. I think the border situation is something that everybody can agree is a situation. Maybe 6 years ago, people were looking at it saying, you know, you're making too much out of it and you just hate XYZ group. By the way, I don't hate anybody. I don't like people who try to take away my freedom, but I don't open my eyes in the morning and go, all right, first thing, I hate this person, right? So, you know, but I say this, and we've been saying it for a while. It's the same words that have been coming out of my mouth for the last 10 years. If we continue to let people come into the country and have no means, you know, you want to support them, but you don't have a means of doing that, it's going to hurt everybody. It's going to mean more money comes from the taxpayers to do that. And I understand you want to be nice. I like being nice too. I like when people are nice to me, but I can't be that nice if it means we're going to run our country into the ground. And so, you know, I think the goal there is to have the folks that are coming across the border illegally eventually registered in the census and registered to vote. Gives the Democrats almost permanent power. Yeah. And you don't want that. You don't want that. I don't care if you like Trump or you hate Trump. I don't care where you are on that. You don't want this group that is proving, this political party that is proving that if there is something out there that me, anybody, regular people can do that can give them independence and self-reliance from the government that they will come for it. They have equated fitness to white supremacy. Oh, yeah. This is ridiculous. Yeah. But seriously, go watch a basketball game. Tell me, are all those players white? I mean, no, I don't think so, right? Like, this is where we're at. Don't
start on cornerbacks in the NFL.
Right. I mean, this is where we've gotten to, if you don't eat bugs, you're a climate denier. Yeah. Like, no, I just don't want to eat bugs. I like my steak. I like my pork. So they're going to come for anything that they can't control. And so, and enabling the border invasion to keep going on gives them the ability to go forward and control more of your life. I don't want that. That's why I don't want them going anywhere near crypto. So we got to get them out of the seat of power, right? Put in the guy, Donald Trump, who has now come out finally, all right, openly, explicitly said, if you like crypto, you need to vote for Trump. All right, taking that pro-crypto stance. A lot of people say this is the first Bitcoin election. If this is the first Bitcoin election, and Donald Trump is your guy, I like him. I like him for a lot of reasons politically. I love him right now, the stance that he's taking on crypto because of how unique, how innovative this space is. You want those talented people in the crypto space in the United States. This is like the space race where, Germany collapsed, and I'm not equating crypto people to Nazis, but the US government Operation Paperclip took a lot of those German scientists, professors, et cetera, and brought them here to contribute to our country. Werner von Braun was their missile scientist, the Nazis' best missile scientist, and that's who designed the rockets that went up in the 60s, right? So, you don't, and I'm not saying we're poaching people from fallen regimes. There is so much talent in the crypto space. There's so much room for growth. I still think we're early on Bitcoin and everything. Yeah. You don't want to miss out. You don't want that talent going to other countries. You want that talent here. You want that talent to develop the system that we can hold our elections on the blockchain to eliminate all fraud. That's what you want. And if you want that, then you want to vote for Trump this go around. You may not like him, but if you want to preserve this space, and you want to shut down the border, right? I want to shut down the border. It helps preserve this space going forward because it keeps the Democrat Party from having total control going on, right, for years and years and years on end unchecked. If you want that, you vote for Trump. You let him be your pro-crypto president. Yep. You may not like anything else he says, but he'll save your Bitcoin. And then you move forward. And you start making it a top of platform issue. And I think the entire country would be grateful if that's the case.
God,
absolutely. Yeah.
So much involved with this.
Chat, if you want that, I want to see W's in the chat right now. Hit the like button for Shawn. Shawn, you are always welcome back on the show. We are the most based channel in crypto, and you are the most based crypto project. So it's kind of a match made in heaven.
Yeah, man.
Where can folks find you? Where can they follow you? And let us know.
So my website is farashmedia.com, FARASH media.com. One of the funniest things we offer there, people are loving it. I do the custom voice messages or videos for people in your family or people you don't know. So if you have a liberal sister-in-law, you can order a message on the website. Hey, this person hates Trump. I'll leave a message. I heard you love me a lot. I heard you're really obsessed with me. What do you think about it? I wanted to say happy birthday to you. Hopefully we can get a vote. So we do that at farashmedia.com. You can find me there. And obviously the token is at Memecoin.com. So check that out there. There's a lot of duplicates, a lot of pretenders, but only one contender. That's us. So do not fall for any of those scams out there. Yeah. Okay. Memecoin.com, use the contract address, etc.
Absolutely love it, man. I'm looking forward to getting you back on this show. And Godspeed. We're heading close to the election. It's going to get funky. So
that's
definitely
right.
I'll be listening closely for how it goes, and I'll be talking to you soon, man. Appreciate you.
See ya.
Thanks.
Absolutely.